During 2025 and 2026, I intend to complete a full CCNA course here at this YouTube channel. This video introduces the playlist that'll include everything that I consider part of that course. Let's take a look. So let's take a look at the big picture to start. In the old days, I had a playlist called CCNA Reading Break. Some of the videos may refer to that. That's gone and replaced with this free CCNA course. It's meant to act like and look like a complete CCNA course in the order that you should watch the videos, all right? So that's the big playlist, if you will, for the CCNA course. In that playlist, you'll find CCNA content videos with a dark blue background. Those are things that introduce new topics. Then with a whitish background, you'll see review activities that relate to that content. And then some new style videos that I call study advice, as if you're in a study group with me and I'm giving advice at the end of a session to say, hey, as you go forth and study on your own, what should you be doing? What approach should you take? What habits should you make? That kind of thing. All these videos you'll find in this CCNA course playlist. So use that as your guide. Now, I don't know how long it will take me to get the entire course built out. So here in April 2025, I'd say we're a little past 20% of the entire volume. So more than a year, less than 2 years, somewhere in that range. But, at some point we'll get to the 40%, 60, 80, and 100% mark. I don't know how many months each those are, but I'm going to continually and steadily work up till we get it finished. And hopefully that will be helpful to you in your CCNA studies. For the rest of this video, I'm going to talk to you about content and style for what you'll find in this full CCNA course playlist. And the first promise I make about that content and style is that it's focused on CCNA. So I'm going to make videos about networking, but everything's going to be scoped by what's in the CCNA blueprint. I'll be doing that here this year in 2025 and into 2026 and round out this CCNA course. So all CCNA all the time for the next year or two. If you want to know more about the CCNA exam and haven't learned much about it yet, there's a link to a Cisco page that tells you what you need to know. For my second promise, I'm going to focus on review and not just any kind of review, but what I call retrieval practice. So here's the idea. If you think of this icon as you loading things in your brain, you're learning things. That is, you're, say, watching a video about something you've never thought about before. Well, once you've done that, or you've read a book chapter about it, well, one of the best ways to review is to do what's called retrieval practice. And that is any activity that begins with you having to remember it yourself, as much as you can remember about the topic, rather than, say, watching the video again. Yes, I'm sitting here on YouTube where I do better on measurements if you just watch the video again, telling you you're better off not immediately watching the video again. You're better off doing a review activity that makes your brain pull that information out of your brain first and then think about it. So I've made videos to help you with that retrieval practice style of review exercise. It's even useful to wait some time, have time spacing in between those activities. Here's a great website that gives you some hints and tips about thinking through that as well. So I'm going to spend some more time during this next year or two helping you learn how to do retrieval practice better and giving you review exercises that use retrieval practice. Now, when you're in this CCNA course playlist, you can identify the new learning topics versus the review exercises just based on the thumbnails. The thumbnails will have a dark blue background at the top. I'll also have this learn icon at the bottom right. And then in the review exercises, you'll have a white background at the top. Notice it's the same text, but it's a white background, and it will have the style of review, like this is an interview process where you do a simulated interview topic about, in this case, IP routing basics. Many people use the official cert guides when they're also using these videos. So it's a 2-book set. It's volume 1 and volume 2. If you buy them in the cardboard box. That's the CCNA library that you see here. It's literally a product that's got a lower price on it just so you can buy both books at a little bit reduced price. By the way, if you start at this link and buy them, They'll give me a few dollars back, and that way you can help support the channel. No extra cost to you if you start at that link. All right, but why is that useful to you? Well, I've organized all the videos to match the organization of the book. So if you looked inside the books in the table of content, you'd see parts. Each part has 3, 4, 5 chapters in it. Then within each chapter, of course, there are headings within the chapters. So if you think of the major headings inside a chapter as sections, like say chapter 21 here, what I've done is created videos then related to those sections, but I take a different approach for those. But let's just say in this chapter, we've got 3 sections and here are their titles. When I get around to making videos that match all of those, I'm going to end the titles with identifying volume 1, chapter 21, and then the section 1 or section 2 or section 3. So you can match up the video to where things are in the book. It should be very obvious just from the ends of the titles. Additionally, in the thumbnails, this little book icon on the bottom left, V for volume 1, CH for chapter 21, is another visual reminder then of where you are in the book compared to what video you're watching. Most people use at least 2 comprehensive learning resources for CCNA and any other IT certification exam, at least those that are successful. Now, why does that help? Well, you get different perspectives looking at different resources. So the strength of multiple resources are the different perspectives, but often they follow different outlines. So what I'm trying to do here is marry the benefits of both. So I'm following the same outline for both the videos and the books, but when I make the videos, I take a different approach. I think about how I've taught the topic in the books, and I say, how can I do it differently in the video? What's a different but effective way? Use different examples, emphasize a different point, start at a different location, use different explanations, etc., just to give you a different experience, but then you can easily marry up the topics as you march through the same outline in the books and the videos. So my last promise to you is that I'm going to keep closing each new learning video with some advice. And I've been doing this, but I'm going to describe it as if we're in a CCNA study group together, and I'm closing up a session together as if we'd say been on a WebEx call. So at the end of each new learning video, I'll talk about what's my advice about that content that we just talked about together in the video. I'll point to the review and revision activities that are in video form here at the YouTube channel, and then I'll do the same, but for review and revision that's available through the CCNA official cert guide for those of you that have the books. Hey, thanks for watching the video. You should see links to 2 different playlists up here. You can click one to see the free CCNA course playlist that we've just been talking about, or if you want to look at the news and advice playlist, see that link, click, and check it out as well. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you soon.